Yes, Reds, how are we? Thought we'd be having a better talk today, bearing in mind we keep getting told we're unbeaten. But unfortunately, our preview for Burnley has been kind of changed up a notch. Because, we've got a few things to say. I'm sure a lot of people have got a few things to say. But look, before we go into it, smash a like and subscribe. Rick, how are we?
Oh, mate, I've had one of them weeks this week, and to top it off, you see that shit come out at lunchtime that City getting a nice cheap little deal with our top centre back target last summer. So yeah, tops of shit week, isn't it?
Because we're going to dive into it.
Yeah.
Welsh Mo's in the building with us again. Mo, before we go into the gate thing, how are you?
How am I? That's how I am. So yeah, enough said.
And look, Arne, we keep doing shows, lad, and it's not for the goodness of the football club, lad. And I'm sorry to have to drag you on with us today, but look, I appreciate coming on. I just want to say again, I said it to Gene the other day, even though he was on and off like a light bulb, having internet issues, he had the comments were hilarious, lad. It was fucking brilliant. But look, shout out to B&R, Born and Red. Great channel. People, if you I'm sure you already do because they're very well known. But if you haven't, make sure you subscribe and ask them, how are we, lads?
I bought an extra strength of cocodamol today. I might need something stronger, but that's all the doctor gave me today. He said it's Friday afternoon, come back on Monday morning. And I said, no, you know what? I'll be back on Monday morning because I hope for our mental health, we get 3 points. Because imagine we don't get 3 points this weekend. I'm sure we'll get into the Burnley game, but there's only one topic of discussion to start today. Yeah, look, like everyone else, we're embarrassed because I think the club embarrassed themselves. Yeah. And when the club embarrassed themselves, as fans, we're all embarrassed. And we're angry, we're frustrated, we're embarrassed, and everything else on top. And I'm sure we'll get into it. But thank you so much for the invite. And as Dave Rose says, Asim, you're early. I'm quite proud of myself today. But thanks for having me on. And I just want to return just before you go, Ben. Thank you so much for the invite. And just like you said, the comments. Sometimes people think it's easy. They don't really understand how much work goes into the behind the scenes. Getting the panel together, creating the thumbnails, creating the links, and sorting out the clips and all that sort of stuff, and sending them out to all socials. So if you don't understand, you do now. Make sure you smash the like and subscribe to the channel and keep on supporting what these lads are doing over here because everything they do is brilliant.
I just wanted to, am I muted? No. I just want to say this lad in particular is a mate of mine called Shay. And I'm going to put the link in the description. So I thought to give some good news because he's doing a good thing. He's got a white collar boxing event coming up. But he's donating. He's getting. He wants people to donate to him because it's all going to Cancer Research UK. So I'm going to drop the link in the bio. If anyone's got any time, just some small donation or whatever, give him some support because he's doing it for charity. So I'm just putting the link in there. This is his white collar boxing fundraiser, and as I say, it's for a great cause. So if there's anything that we can do as a channel, there's the details. So Shay, keep fucking running, lads, because I'm fucking keeping an eye on you, lads. No slacking like this fucking football club. Right, smash a like, subscribe, people. I will try and go through some of the comments. There is a fair few of you. There's nearly 100 in the building up to now, so that tells you a lot. Again, the views go up because the football and stuff is shit. But I just want to give my little piece on it. Liverpool Football Club are a fucking joke. And what I mean by that is, they're writing the season off when it's not even fucking halfway. And for me, that's not good enough. The boys will have their say in a moment. But I'm so disappointed in Liverpool because regardless of how much wages, I don't believe he's worth 300 grand a week, Marc Guehi. But I believe Champions League is worth more and Liverpool need to make sure they get Champions League. And I just think it's negligence again. But I'll come round to my discussion in a minute. Do you know what, Asim, you're the guest with us today. I want you to start us off because, as I say, you always come to me first when I've been on your shows and I want to pay the favour back to you. We speak a lot, Asim. It's been shit this year. We sound like moaning bastards, and we're not really like that all the time, as much as people probably think we fucking are. But, Asim, how do you sum this fucking day up?
I've used the word already. I think it's embarrassing, and negligence is another. Sporting, I think Gene's been calling it gross misconduct. All these terms apply because whichever way you look at how the club saw this transfer, we keep getting told is opportunistic signing and all that sort of stuff. But look, we have to provide a bit of context, a bit of perspective. But in terms of sorting the transfer out in isolation, I've been going on about it so many times that it's not a secret that Liverpool needed a centre back. We could not have gone into this season for a title aspiring club wanting to do the business again this year in Europe, in the Premier League again, because that's what elite teams do. They don't just settle for one title. They keep on going. And we had the opportunity. And to be fair to them, they did get some really outstanding players. Yes, they haven't clicked. Yeah. And I believe the likes of Florian Wirtz will only get better when Isak comes back. We have to give them credit where it's due. But we have to look at the areas where they left. We've only signed around about 2-3 centre-backs in the last about 8 to 10 years. And so something about that back line that they just do not like. And maybe they're
the back line. It's fucking number 6s as well.
100%. And maybe they just think, where does the next Van Dijk come from? And it shows a lot of naivety in the transfer market. But he is a player that you could have got 30 to 35 million pounds in the summer. He ticks a lot of boxes. I'm not saying, in my opinion, there's a lot of people who think Marc Guehi is a needle mover. I'm not saying Marc Guehi is a needle mover. But he's a very, very good player. He ticks a lot of boxes. He's homegrown. He's captain. He knows the Premier League. And you could have got him around 30 to 35 million pounds in the summer. And people will come back at me and say, you know what, Asim, they tried. They left it into the lot. And this is the main point that I need to make, is Marc Guehi, for me, should have been boxed off in mid-July, in mid-August, not left to the end of the day on the last hour where Parish was in some cycling class and he didn't get our calls, and he decided that it was either the manager or the player, and he had to decide that it was the manager. But the irony is, on the day that we get told Marc Guehi is going to Manchester City, that Glasner decides to declare that he's off as well.
He's a bellend in, mate.
Exactly. But going back to Marc Guehi, is Liverpool showed negligence that, if you really want this player, if he's in such an opportunity and you have to pay 4 or 5 million pounds just to get him in mid-January, because the circumstances can change in football. Never mind in a week, never mind in 2-3 weeks, just in an hour of 90 minutes of football, where a club like Manchester City or Arsenal, or whoever really likes Marc Guehi, they can get couple of injuries in the 90 minutes game of football, and their transfer plan changes where they have to go out and spend in January. And that's what's happened in case of Manchester City, where they've got a kid playing, where they recalled, I think, from Watford playing, and he looks all right, but they can't go if they've got title aspirations. And this is what a big club and a club that genuinely believes that they can go at the title again with 6 points behind Arsenal, where you can go and get some really good players, and they go into the squad as homegrown players as well. Yeah, we've got some non-homegrown problems where we have to, shift a few players like Chiesa and Endo maybe just to get someone. But Guehi doesn't just need to improve, replace Kanate if we think he's going to go in the summer. Guehi's not the long-term replacement of Van Dijk. Guehi should have come in the summer. So he should have been done in mid-July. He should have been done in mid-August. And then if you don't get him in January, on the 31st of August, then you should have had a conversation with Palace over the last 2-3 months and said, you know what, we'll pay you the 20 million pounds and we'll get him in on the January 1st. But because you dilly-dallied, big clubs, the circumstances change, and they've gone in there and they showed real ambition and they've got the player. Am I really, really annoyed in isolation if this situation did take place for like Manchester City coming in, and if Liverpool just on a separate case lost out on Marc Guehi, I said, you know what, because he's not a needle mover, it's fine. But what you have to do is go back into the market and make sure you have the adequate replacements going into the next 3-4 months. And what we're told is Liverpool are going to keep their powder dry. And you're telling me is you're just going to accept top 4. You can accept top 4, and we're going to hope and pray that Kanate stays fit. Joe Gomez suddenly just not a replacement for centre-back area. He's an understudy for the whole back line. So Joe Gomez can't burden a responsibility to be an adequate replacement over a season for one position. All of a sudden, you want him to be an adequate understudy and a replacement for many positions as well. So it is just filled with naivety. It's filled with a lot of anger from the fan base, as you can tell from my tone of voice.
You're being nice. I've seen you much.
I am being nice. But I'm more annoyed at the fact that Liverpool are keeping their powder dry is because you do need a centre-back. You needed a centre-back in the summer. If you've lost out on Guehi and you don't want to pay this 300 grand a week to him, which if it is 300 grand, I can understand. But for me, wait till the Man City journalists report on the wages. They'll report it at around 180 to 200 grand, and they'll report it at if Man City win the league, if Manchester City win the Champions League, then he will get 300k. In my all honesty, I'd be very, very surprised if Marc Guehi is on 300 grand base salary.
No chance.
I don't think that is going to be the case. But the problem is now is how are you going to react?
The club will go, well, what's his fucking second deal going to be? Expectancy 400 grand a week. It's not going to happen. You're bang on there. There's no fucking way he's going to get 300 outright off City. No fucking.
And in all honesty, look who reported it. Alex Crook is very close, in my opinion, to FSG. And I think, Liverpool have got people sat on social media. They know that exactly how it's going to be portrayed out. It was no coincidence, in my opinion, where within 10 minutes of that deal getting announced and the meltdown was in full flow and it was peak, 10 minutes it took for Liverpool to break that news to Alex Crook. Was it a coincidence? I don't think so.
No. Look, shout out to everyone in the comments. So I'm not ignoring people in the comments. There's a lot of them. And as I say, some of them are quite big, so it takes up people's faces. So just thinking, but make sure if you just join us over 130 in the house, look, we appreciate you. It's just sad that it's on a shit day. Smash a like, subscribe, people, and obviously subscribe to Born and Red and all the boys on screen. Yeah, shit. Yeah, yes, lads. They're all joining because they know it's fucking go time. Rick, as I mentioned, the powder dry, which the narrative started to coming out. What I want to know is, what fucking reason is the powder staying dry? Because Liverpool need, look, not just need, Liverpool, do you know this thing we've been fucking told about opportunistic signings? Yes, he's got 6 months left, Rick. But he's a 70 fucking million pound centre half for half the price. Fucking spend the money that you were going to spend in the summer. Because, Rick, my problem with it is, it's not just about Marc Guehi. It can be about most centre halves at the minute. Quality ones. Marc Guehi's, for me, I despise watching England as a nationality football team. I don't watch, internationals. But he's the best England centre half, in my opinion. You may know a bit more than me, Rick. I don't know. But one thing's for sure is, lads, this powder dry comments that they keep fucking banding about. What fucking good's the powder being dry? Lads, Liverpool are fucked if they don't get top 4.
Yeah, I mean, this club keep banging on about market opportunities.
There's one there.
Yeah, they thought Marc Guehi was a market opportunity for 35 million in the summer. He's now 20 million in January. So that's, for me, like you said, he's a 70 million pound player. He's an England senior international who will start at the World Cup at centre half for England. And he's there for 20 million. And we've just turned our noses up at it. There's something in the back of my head that thinks they don't want to back slot in this January window. Because I know people say, centre halves are easy for any people's system. Like they'll fit any team, any manager's team and whatnot, But do they really want to go give Slot another? I know someone's just put that it is just 20. It's not just 20 million. It's 20 million transfer fee, rising up to 30 in bonuses if he wins the Champions League and Premier League, which is worth it because you've won trophies. I'm not having it. He's on 300 grand a week. That's a PR spin from Liverpool. That is. He's probably on 200 with bonuses. Gets a pay rise if they win trophies.
As we give deals out like that.
But the thing is, has anyone seen Joe Gomez in training this week? So we've got 2 fit centre halves. if a 34, 35-year-old Virgil van Dijk has played every
He's
single
going to be
game.
leaving Liverpool in a fucking wheelchair.
Yeah,
That fella.
he's played. We're going to burn him out as well. He's played every single game. He played the FA Cup game against Barnsley. We've got Konate next to him, who you don't know who you're going to get week in, week out of, whether he can stay fit as well. Like we're probably killing him as well. So you've got 2 fit centre-backs. You've got Reece Williams, who's probably somewhere in someone's basement at the club and still here. Obviously, Leone's out for the season, probably the year. So what are we doing as a club? Like we won the league last season, and we're fighting for top 5 this season. It's fucking embarrassing. People are like Liverpool fans on social media do my fucking head in. You weren't moaning about this when we were spending 400 million in the summer. We bought back 300 mil or 250, whatever you want to fucking call it. So we haven't strengthened our team. We've just replaced players that have left, and we've done a bad job at that as well with no Diaz replacement. When's the last time we bought a centre half? 2017. Apart from Leone.
One in the summer, but he lasted
But apart from Leone, we've signed no centre half since 2017. We've signed no number 6 since Fabinho. This club's a fucking joke. Like people keep talking about the best run club in the Premier League or in Europe and whatnot. We probably are off the field. On the field, we're a disgrace. It's just shit, mate. We've wiped this season away, mate. We've just washed this season away. Yeah, Ben Davis, mate, he took a photo in the dark.
He was just a fucking cardboard cutout, that cunt.
Mad.
Sorry for me language. They've blew me mind today, people. Sorry. This is a good comment, Mo. Complete breakdown between FSG, Hughes, Edwards, and Slot. Mate, get Slot, Edwards, and Hughes, just fuck them off out this club. Because do you know what, lads? The hit pieces came out that it was fucking Jürgen that didn't want to spend. No, my friends, Hughes didn't fucking want to spend that terms. Not Slot, because obviously he's not long coming. And obviously Hughes is fucking listening to his little bum chum fucking above him. But one thing's for sure, lads, is that, you know, Mo, Liverpool should not... Do you know what it is? I'm going to be honest, Mo. I don't know whether you agree. Liverpool won't be dominant, acting like fucking dickheads like this. I think it's a mentality thing at this club. Do you know, to fucking go and win back-to-back league titles, you've got to be willing to fucking pull the trigger on signings constantly, lad, because you've got the biggest targets on your back. They're all coming for you. Arsenal have spent fortunes to get right up there. Lad, we think we've spent a lot, Mo. Fucking City spent 300 in the January last year, then the summer, and now they're doing another 100 now. We're fucking parading that we've just broke the record twice. What fucking good's the record if you go and miss Champions League the next year, lads?
This club, and FSG, they're very, very clever and tactical in how they put out news and do things. In the last 10 years, we've signed 5 centre-backs: Leone, Sepp van der Berg, Konate, Kabak, and Davis.
2.5 then.
Yeah, and Konate, yeah. Half of them are not even in the club anymore. Like all the boys have said, negligence, I've gone through all of that. But what pisses me off the most is every time we come to a crossroads with Liverpool, where we can either push on and assert a bit of dominance by making the right move, we tend to go the other way. So 2018, when we won, we did improve the squad then. We had a couple of a free transfer, I think it was, Minamino. And then we won the Champions League the year after. Again, we didn't strengthen. We won the league last year. We didn't strengthen. Yes, we went on and spent X amount of money this year. But if you break it down, figures don't lie. In the last 10 years, we've had a net spend of 400 million. That's 40 million a season. Do you know what I mean? Our shirt sales quadruple that probably anyway. We're not there's serious cash there to be spent, but the ambition is not there from FSG. They rely on overperforming managers, the Klopp system, and they're stuck on that Klopp system. Klopp overperformed for them, and they're loving it with Klopp. He didn't ask for money; he got the best out of everything, and they thought, "Oh, this is great. He's going to get us a league." And they think someone like Slot can replicate that. No, you can't. A Klopp manager's, almost winning a blue moon, but I just pissed off because every time we get to a crossroads where we should push on with good signings and investment, we just don't do it. And then we fall back behind another 5 years. Now, it's not the sake of Marc Guehi itself. It's the principle behind it.
Yeah.
Everybody knows we need defenders. And even more so from a business perspective, you just invested 260 million net, okay, in hopes of re-qualifying for the Champions League. That is at serious risk now. So for the sake of 20 million plus another 10 million on wages, you could have secured that investment, but they haven't done it. So is that because they've lost faith in Slot and they're not backing him anymore? Is it because they think, no, we're going to roll the dice and we're going to rebuild in the summer? Even if they rebuild in the summer, we're still going to be left short. You know, we needed 3 centre-backs. Get one now. We need 2 in the summer. No way we're going to get 3 in the summer. So every season we're left short. And it's pissing me off, to be honest.
You know, the irony is, Ben, that we thought we were going to play a back system with Frimpong coming into the club and Kirkes coming into the club, the profile of fullbacks coming in. A lot of the fans thought we were going to play. This system is set up for them to go bomb down, up and down those wings. And we're going to play a back 3 system. If we were playing a back 3 system with the amount of centre-backs that we had fit at the club before the ball was kicked, you know, Trent Ione and Federico Chiesa would be playing centre-back for us right now. Because if you have to, if you want to play, so that idea should go out the window. That Slot and Liverpool had an idea of playing back 4, a back 3 system, because we just simply don't. If you want to play that system, you need around about 5 to 6 centre-backs fit and firing. But, you know, it's just an absolute joke. You know what I'm more angry about, Ben, is, okay, you've lost on Guehi. We've still got the Champions League. We've still got this league. If anything, this league has told us this season, 1, we're shy, and 2, you know, anything can happen. You can have a good run for a month and you can get top 4, but also you can find yourselves in languishing to 12th and 13th. You've got some difficult games. And we've got 2 left backs fit. Our right back has gone. Frimpong has had 2 hamstring injuries this season. And if we're really honest, he's probably seen too much playing time since he's been back from injury. Well, now we're relying on Van Dijk and Konate playing FA Cup competitions. We got Brighton in the cup, so we're going to have to play a decent side. If we play a decent side against Burnley, we probably need a better side playing against Brighton in the next round. And believe it or not, the intense games are coming. If you can go and play Leeds and Sunderland and Palace and Fulham, in theory, these clubs were at the bottom end of the table. We're going to be coming up against some really good sides where even if we play 5 midfielders and we're trying to control the game, in theory, we're gonna face a lot more intensity from the opposition. And when you do face a lot more intensity from the opposition, you know, the injuries are going to thingy and mount up. We're 1 or 2. It's already a really desperate situation. But we'll be 1 from complete chaos. Because believe you me, if Konate or Van Dijk get injured and Gomez is playing, it will only take Gomez playing twice in space of 5 days to get injured. I love the kid. I love the guy. I hope he scores a goal before he leaves this football club. Whatever he's achieved as a football club, I kept on saying it many times in our show when you came on, Ben, is 2026 and we're still talking about Joe Gomez. And if you can keep it at Liverpool,
Williams is there, lads.
That just sums up everything.
It's negligence. Just a quick one. I have to make a comment because I shout out to Luca238 and banter is fine. I see the comments that say like, Asim, you know, making houses Marc is not the be all and end all. Well, for one, I'd like them 2 lads to find me a fucking centre half for 20-30 million with better experience and better quality, a better leader than Marc Guehi. Regardless, just put the wages to the side for a minute. Why are you 2 lads asked about that? I don't give a fuck how much the players are on. It doesn't affect me. You know what I mean? I couldn't give 2 fucks. I want to see Liverpool win. When I see that centre half, Asim, we spoke on your show the other day. I said to you, that centre half's there to be got. And Liverpool have just fucking watched Man City go and get him. And they haven't done fuck all about it. To me, Liverpool aren't in the position to fucking just let this go. Liverpool are on the verge of a crisis, a big time crisis, where you're going to start seeing Gravenberch at the fucking back. And, you know, whatever. You know, it's just one of them. The fact is, Liverpool are desperate. They are desperate. The league isn't over, as in, because we're still fighting for that top 5 places. As you just said there, Liverpool could fucking massively drop off. And
They
that's
could.
yeah. Ricky, one sec. Ricky, you going, lad? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to shoot. I've got some work things.
Go on, lad. Go on. No worries at all.
I'll give you a
No
shout in a bit.
See you later.
Nice of it.
See you later, lads.
See you later, Rick.
You know, Liverpool again. They're just sitting on their hands in a position where they can't fucking do that. You know, it's like they've just gone, fuck it, it's just one of them. Well, it's not just one of them. Liverpool right now don't look like a team that are going to go and win a Champions League and a fucking FA Cup on the bare bones, lads. Van Dijk and Konate, mate, what happens if they get a knock, mate? We are fucked.
They are just basically putting all their eggs in one basket. Is top 4. Let's be honest. They don't give a shit about the Champions League. They are praying that somehow we've won the Champions League with worse teams than this. Anything can happen in a competition. But if you want some, you know, if you want to go in with, if you want to give the fans real hope, you want to go in there with a proper team, with a proper squad. And we're not the best team in Europe, but they're just hoping maybe the Anfield factor. But what you're giving the fans these days, Anfield factor is not even out the window as well, because you're not giving anything for them to, you know, jump up about and make some noise about on a Champions League night as well. But the Guehi situation just doesn't make sense. Is because this isn't a defender that just can play one position. And that's what's more annoying, is to go and replace his versatility. Sometimes you need at least 2 players. This player genuinely can play across the back line, especially in today's system. And if you want to transition back to a 4-3-3, you keep going on about PSG every single press conference. You keep going, even sending Michael Edwards, seeing what they're doing in the academy, and we've been all over France. And that's fine, look, you know, getting stuff off, you know, good clubs in doing the right thing. But going back to PSG is in Kirkes, I think Robertson is not going to sign a new contract. So even if you want to use Guehi, I think he's going. Even if you want to use Guehi in the left back position and be that Calafiori type of profile what everyone else has got, you can use him there. You can use him as right back. You can use him in Van Dijk's position, and you can use him in Konate's position. Yes, there are a few question marks against the profile of player. Where is he strong enough in the air? Can he play on the halfway line? Has he got the turn of pace that, you know, the way Liverpool play in a high line? And can he play in the overall back 4 system? Yes, all those are question marks. But let's be honest, we're not buying him for 70-80 million pounds. We're buying him for 30-35 million pounds. And this is the reason why I must stress that we had to get the player in the summer for you to go and have the ambition to win the title again and go into the season with Leone, who, yes, he's a kid, and we bought him for 36 million pounds or whatever it was. But at the end of the day, he hasn't kicked a ball in the Premier League, and he's an 18-year-old kid. Gomez, question mark. Konate, question mark. And Van Dijk, who's 35, 36 years old, who needed managing this season. And he's already played too many games for me. And we'll be told all of a sudden where, you know, Endo, who the manager doesn't trust to kick a ball, and maybe he just can, I think he trusted him in a few cameos last year when he came on, and it became a bit of a gimmick amongst the fan base where he comes on and Liverpool win the game. But we'll all suddenly, the narrative and the noise coming out for the journalists who keep getting fed by the club will be, Endo looks really good in defence. There's been some training sessions where Gravenberch has been playing in centre-back positions. All of a sudden, Liverpool will be relying on them. And mark my words, will be there. And hopefully, I pray Liverpool aren't there, but we have to judge the situation as we see it. And in terms of the track record of players and the intensity of the games that are coming up, if we have any ambition of consolidating this, look, first and second is probably gone. But if we have any ambition,
well done for that.
Yes. But if we've got any ambition this season, then I believe at the level that we need to play, we will pick up injuries. We'll pick up injuries. And before you know it, Gravenberch will be starting next to Van Dijk. That's what's going to happen.
It is. And, you know, I said that with you on your show, lad. It's a fucking joke, mate. Just when no one's asking for a £100 million fucking centre-back, Mo, you know, they're asking for somebody that they deemed good enough. The fellow was in this fucking Liverpool gear in their fucking offices in London, lads, while they're trying to sign a deal. Don't start telling us now, we're not going for it. Are they fucking stupid, lad? They're taking the piss out of us fans, lads, because now they're open, the fans drag them over the line. Fortunately, the fans don't kick the fucking ball on the pitch, Mo. Mo, can I ask you something? I know you're going tomorrow.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Mo, I want to just bring this up a minute. Right, just a little slight change. Fucking hell, where's it gone, lad? Where is it? One of the boys here said about CE, makes a man. How bad do you think it has to get for Arne to go before the summer? Mo, one thing's for sure is, if Liverpool have a bad day tomorrow, lad, that fucking ground's going to go fucking mad.
Well, to answer that question,
Yes,
as soon as we drop points, and that even means a draw, because Arne's never going to shrug this pressure off. You know,
not with this carnage in the background.
But he's been putting out fires all season, yeah. But one of the biggest fires he created himself, and that was the poor start we've had. We had a good 5 games, and then we went to shit. If we start dropping points to the likes of the Burnleys, no disrespect to them, but we should be beating them at home. If we start dropping points to that, and people know the fan base already angry because of this, the fan base already wanting Alonso, Edwards likes Alonso. Every game from now until the end of the season, he's going to get scrutinised for. Because there's so much pressure on it now, especially it looks like we're not going to sign anyone. It's like, what, we're giving you a squad, you go get top 5 of it. And that's the most, I'm so annoyed with FSG because, like, the ambition, like, do you mean, yeah, everyone's getting fooled by spending 450 million. They spent 260. We've had 400 net over the last 10 years. We're just being run like a Spurs club at the moment, like, you know, very Spursy. There's no ambition. There's been loads of opportunities to kick on, and we haven't done it. And now they're gambling with that. Now they're saying we're not gonna buy anyone now because we don't know whether we're gonna get Champions League. So now we've got 2 plans. Plan A is if we get Champions League, yes, we'll revisit the squad in the summer. Plan B, if we don't get Champions League, then we're gonna collaborate our transfer and our outlook to get in youth and to try and get us back to a top 4 club. We've gone from like winning a league. We've gone from winning a league to being able to get potentially either trying to get back into become a top 4 club or going out of obscurity completely. Like, it's just madness that, like, and it's a combination of loads of things. It doesn't just all fall on Arne's lap, but you know, he's the majority of it. But the ownership have to have a word with themselves. Maybe Klopp was right. Klopp couldn't work with Michael Edwards. You know, maybe there's a reason why. Maybe we're going to see the aftermath of all this power. No man should have this much power. They keep saying, like, maybe Michael Edwards has too much and he's going to take us down with him. Like, it's worrying times for me.
Ben, in my opinion, my
mate's trying to cause me shit online. See, Chris, don't pay attention to this dickhead, lad. Fucking setting up tents in his back garden, a fucking freak. But I had to get that one in because I could see him causing shit in the comments. Go on, ask him. Sorry, lads.
In my opinion, I think we were going to go for Semenyo and Guehi, and we were showing interest. We were making calls for Semenyo. In my opinion, we were only going to do it if Salah left in January. And in my opinion, I think Liverpool were trying to get rid of Salah. With the moment they made that decision that he's not part of the plans, and this is the way we're going, people might call me mad, but I genuinely believe that. And the moment Isak got injured, Liverpool's plans had to change. And this is the reason why we were making calls in November. We were making calls in December for Semenyo. And I believe that if Salah left, then they had that money they were willing to spend on Guehi and Semenyo especially. But the moment they lost out on the injury of Isak, then they had to just sort of change tack. And in my opinion, I don't know what you guys think, and they'll probably keep the powder dry. But like you guys have touched on, in terms of replacing Guehi, now to get anywhere near that level, you have to spend 60-70 million pounds.
He's a 70 million pound fucking centre back, Asim. I just want to bring this one up 1 second, lad. I think it's Amir. I'm sure it is, because fucking changes his name every other fucking day. But he's saying Slot won't be here past the summer, Asim. I think he keeps alluding to why they're not spending. But Asim, this team is desperate for a centre. I don't buy that shit because this is for the team. And these fucking idiots, with Slot included, thought this fucking defender was the right one in the summer. Nothing should have fucking changed from now to the end. If anything, Asim, we should have been the fucking desperate ones trying to throw money at him.
Is Luis Enrique going to say no to Guehi? Is Xabi Alonso going to say no to Guehi? Especially looking at the squad and the situation in the back line right now. They're not. Regardless who the manager is, we need a bloody centre-back.
It's fucking... I'm absolutely... It's like a kick in the bollocks this today. It is a big kick in the bollocks because we've been here, Mo, before. You think about it, Mo, we fucking got Champions League because Alisson Becker scored a fucking header, lad. What are we expecting now again?
That's
I'm not being funny, that's fucked.
The FSG model is hoping of banking on overachievement. You know, they're pulling the wool over our eyes. I know I keep going on about it, but we didn't add £460 million of talent in the window. We tried to replace talent that left. We never added, and it shows that we haven't added. Whereas we have to use Arsenal as an example. Over the last 6 years, Arteta hasn't won anything, but slowly they've been adding. They've been adding.
They're going to win something eventually, Mo.
But that's the thing. They've been adding. They haven't sold anyone really. They've been adding slowly. We replaced, but we didn't add to that replacement. Hence, our squad is looking paper thin. And then half of our squad, they're made out of bloody prawn crackers. Do you know what I mean? Gomez is made out of spaghetti, dried spaghetti. Like I'm telling you, it's just like it's the planning. It all starts.
What plan, no lad? What fucking plan?
It lands on Edwards' doorstep. He's managing director of football. So you know, he's the one with the computer. He's the one who knows all the bargains. We haven't seen any of that, by the way. All I see is other clubs going to Brazil, finding these talents, and then we have to go and get them, you know, from South America, from these clubs, and pay treble amount. I just look. It's thrown everything. Today has thrown everything into question in the air for me today. Like, and it shows to me where FSG's ambitions really are. They don't want to keep winning year in, year out. They want the bare minimum, you know. And they will fool us fans by every now and then having a window like this. But this window is none of their money. This is all self-generated money. This is all money we've made in the last 10 years, man. We've got bare money, like, you know what I mean?
100%.
I don't get this comment. No one's complaining about money recouped. The money, that's good business. But ask them, we fucking had the money spent for Marc in the summer. What the fuck are they keeping the powder dry for then?
For their multi-club.
Well, they can't find a club for the last 2 years.
Yeah, because you just fucking pissed it up the wall in the summer. Do you know what? Can I just say something to you? What the fuck was the point in going big on all these forwards in the summer if you're going to keep the underbelly quite weak?
Look, that plan for me was to have a succession plan in replacing the output of one Trent who left the club in Wirtz, and then Isak and Wirtz and Ekitike as a combination or as a trio was all about succession planning in replacing Mohamed Salah and his creativity and his output. I can get it, but obviously we've seen the problems what Liverpool have faced with the Wirtz in the situation, the number 10, and I don't want to go on about it, but you know, and that's the reason why we've changed formation recently. But now Liverpool have to have. I hope we're here, sat in 3-4 months' time in the coming this summer, and thought, why the fuck were we piping up? Liverpool had a plan for this X, Y, and Z. They had a plan for Schlotterbeck. They had a plan for Van der Ven or Luke Haber or Ordonez or Jeremy Jacquet, where we bring in 2-3 players and we think, okay, fine. But the thing is, we want to win now. And what Mohamed was just touching on is like I can even remember when Gini Wijnaldum left the club, and we were given the narrative and the spiel of Harvey Elliott. Liverpool are going to change system a bit into a right half place player and all that sort of stuff. But we forgot how many games that Gini Wijnaldum used to play for us. And only when he left the club, people realised, a lot of the fans realised how good of a player he is and what he brought to this team. Forget about the quality for a second. Forget about the quality. Even though I do believe he was a player that didn't get enough credit until he left. Well, he's a player who never got injured.
Yeah, he was
Never
robust.
got injured.
He was so
And
robust.
we never replaced him, and it was always the case. We never replace players who really leave
We
the
still
club.
replaced Fabinho.
100%, 100%. Luis Diaz is a recent example. You know, people can go on about his output, even though he got the output of 17 or 18 goals last season, but the intensity and the shift that he put in,
Getting you off your seat, which this team fucking lacks.
he plays with his heart on his sleeve.
Exactly.
And that is what I love about him. And he has to he gave output. We provided the real stars in this team, and the real stars who coming in would have been provided with a springboard and protection and an environment through his intensity and hard work. And we've missed him. But the criminal thing was, if you're going to let go, and the comment about recouping money, no one's complaining about recouping money. What we're complaining about is if you lose the likes of Luis Diaz, you must. It's like for like, 100%, Mohammed. And we didn't go.
Give him the fucking deal.
And what we were fed is that we don't want to block the pathway of Rio. Now,
anyway.
Exactly. He scored a goal against Newcastle, and we never saw him again. And that is the biggest problem. And look, the manager needs to take a lot of shit, but all of this is the guys in suits. It's the guys in suits, and the most annoying thing is we never hear from them.
Not now, anyway.
So we're speculating about the plan and everything. So do you really blame us? Because we never hear anything.
No, it's a very, very strange thing going on at Liverpool, and it's been going on for a while, hasn't it? You know, when we're talking about the money side of things, well, this show's become the fucking Marc Guehi fucking show. We will eventually talk about the game tomorrow, I think. But
the game's been Idris Elba. It's been hijacked. So, we're talking about the game tomorrow.
Fucking hell, mate. What I would say is, you know, if anyone from fucking Liverpool are watching it, which they probably won't be, because obviously they don't give a fuck about Liverpool, but they should take note that if they did have a bad day tomorrow, things are going to become toxic. But look, people, it's 179 here in the building. Smash a like, subscribe. Sorry we have to have a fucking rant. I don't want to have a rant. This is a fucking... Liverpool Football Club means a lot, and so I think Liverpool are going to throw a season away. Someone made a comment before, Mo. I just want to bring it back up.
Yeah, they better not have a tomorrow.
Just a quick comment, Mo, just before you mentioned tomorrow. How many seasons have we threw away under their watch? To me, that's a joke, lad.
Yeah, we haven't given them the best.
They should have won well more with Liverpool.
Yeah, definitely. And people are saying, "Oh, yeah, we were spoiled under Klopp." No, we could have had a period of dominance, but we just failed to pull the trigger at the right time. And it all comes down to ambition. But tomorrow, 5 in the middle. I mean, it's Burnley. Burnley have been dog shit all season.
We should really only have 2 in the middle with weights.
Yeah, exactly. I'd even play Endo tomorrow. But if tomorrow's going to be toxic, I'm going tomorrow. I've got to drive. I'm going to be driving 5 hours to get there to hopefully watch my Reds win. If not, I'm going to lose my head and then drive 5 hours back. So that's some commitment there. But like I said earlier, we'll drop points away from everyone losing their heads. Everyone have lost their heads today anyway, because we're not moving like a big club, man. And we are a big club. We've got, the owners have done brilliantly to get us commercially where we are now. But if you want to stay at the top, you need to spend and you need to invest. And then leaving us to a gamble is, because an extra spot has opened up. Oh, we can gamble even more now because we can get 5th and still get Champions League. Or have a day off. I mean, if we don't get Champions League, we're fucked. Excuse my language.
Well, it's fucking. It's just speaking sense, Mo. We will be fucked. Look, shout out to people joining in.
Yeah, shout out to everyone in the chat. A big shout out quickly. Sorry to. There's a channel called Red Roots. They do a lot.
I've seen it.
Yeah, they do a lot for the South Asian community. So, all the Apnas, all the Auntie G's, Bisabs, Barbies, go check them out, okay? Big shout out to the Red Roots who I'm meeting up with tomorrow as well.
It's right. Well, look, let's hope tomorrow, Asim. I think we can't really we could do a show for 4 fucking hours, Asim, on
100%.
disappointments And that's the sad reality of it. Bearing in mind, Aston, I know me and you were talking. There's a thing for Mo, but Aston, we were talking in the summer, mate, for instance, that how good the fucking summer was with regards to certain players.
Yeah.
That's the Liverpool we want to see more of. Lad, we're dicking about with small fees, really, for players that are far better than the amount that's been made out with regards to what City are paying for Marc. But Aston, this season's been a fucking mess. It's been a mess. And do you know what, mate? We spoke the other day. We will come into the Burnley game now. They're going to be sitting off. Do you know what I mean? And I get it. If I was the manager of Burnley, I'd be saying, try and fucking... Especially now after this news. The fans are going to be more ratty at them. And we were talking about this the other day. The patience are wearing fucking thin a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
They are, man. The manager, as we mentioned about, I think he made a comment about the last 30 games or something. The 28 games are yet to.
He didn't even know how many he was. He didn't even know. he was guessing. You're the manager, and he's like, "Oh, how many?" He had to ask his assistant, "How many games have we played now?" God,
that's how fucking stupid he is.
And he goes, "The plan, whatever I had on and what I expected the team to come up with, I had to just put into the bin." For me, it was alarming anyway. What do you expect? We're not Crystal Palace. We're not Sunderland, even though Sunderland are having a brilliant season. But you know what? You get my point. That everybody knows how Sunderland are going to play. They'll come up with a plan A, and 9 out of 10 times is going to be the same plan for Crystal Palace. Liverpool have won the title. Liverpool have got great players, world-class players in their team who could change the game with a blink of an eye. And even if we're absolute shite, we've still got the ability, like we've shown this season, to beat the best sides in this league. Aston Villa, we beat Real Madrid in the second half of the performance against Arsenal was a really good one, even though we didn't create and penetrate their defense, but we kept the ball and we looked in control. But we've had some really good performances. But to say that, teams just change against us, do you have a divine right that just we turn up against the likes of, Sunderland and Palace and Leeds? These teams won't change their plan against us. Which world do you live in? And for a manager just to say that, I don't get this just Dutch honesty. No, that's not him being honest. That's him being stupid. What do you expect? But tomorrow, he doesn't need to rip up that plan because Burnley will come up because he thinks teams are changing. And the thing is, for me, he talks about it, teams have changed since the back end. I believe he didn't realize. I genuinely believe that he only realized this season where he's gone over the games at the back end of in pre-season, saying, you know what, teams have changed against us because he didn't change. Liverpool didn't change. But the thing is, he got away with it with the likes of players of Trent and Diaz and likes of Dominic Szoboszlai in the number 10. And obviously, confidence is a brilliant. When he sat at the top of the league, his tweaks and Liverpool's confidence as a team is different. But going into tomorrow's game, he won't need to rip up the plan because Burnley are going to come and park a bus, and it's up to Liverpool, and the responsibility and the onus is on Liverpool to break down that bus. So have you got the balls to play in a more expansive way? Because I feel you have to. And to all their credit, Burnley played really well in terms of their defense and how resolute they were when we got that goal against them 1-0 in the away tie. But yeah, we will have more of the ball. We'll have more control. But can you penetrate the defense? And I read something about a couple of days ago that Liverpool, how many chances they created against the likes of Sunderland and Leeds, and I've lost that stat now.
Yeah, it's 3 open or 4 open play chances or something.
It's crazy.
Over 4 games.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So Liverpool have looked good, but I called it let's not get sacked football. But now you bought. You've sort of come out of that, and your job's not, instantly on the line. I think that's fair to say. It doesn't matter what you think of Arne Slot and his position at Liverpool right now, but is not in real danger right now. But I do believe that his job is under danger or is under threat if he gets the next 5-6 games wrong, because the situation is completely different now, where even those. The biggest slot outers, if I may call it, is what they were saying is, okay, look, I want him out, But is there a realistic option?
Now there is.
There is a realistic option right now. Xabi Alonso, we're told he doesn't mind. He doesn't need a break. He's ready for another job. And if Liverpool come knocking on the Xabi Alonso's door, he ain't going to turn back on Liverpool. He might have turned back against, he might have closed that door on Liverpool in the summer, but it was Real Madrid. But right now, especially after having the experience at Real Madrid, I think Arne Slot needs to play the right way and get the results the right way as well. Because for me, playing like this, you might be unbeaten in 11 games, but you also got three draws in the last 3 games as well. And it was against Leeds and Fulham and Arsenal. 2 sides for me. Yeah, it was a a really cracking goal from Reed. But at the end of the day, if you don't create enough chances, you're always under danger of something like that happening, especially in this league. But tomorrow, Ben, we need to get 3 points, like you touch on, like Mohammed touches on as well. If we don't get the 3 points tomorrow, fuck me, the meltdown is going to be a pretty special one.
It's going to get toxic pretty quick.
Yeah.
It is.
Do you know what? It's fucking such a weird feeling watching Liverpool this year, seeing what's going on behind the scenes. It's been a tough year anyway, Well, obviously 2025, losing fucking Diogo Jota, God rest his soul. But I mean, I want to bring up, people are saying LFC news. Andy Carlos said something about there's a big fucking bomb about to drop. You wouldn't know what fucking he meant by that nowadays, would you? With the way fucking Liverpool. Yeah, they're trying to fucking get rid of the ground. But Mo, shouldn't be a surprise to Liverpool tomorrow. I want to see Liverpool fast, out the traps, putting pressure on them. If I dare see 4 fucking centre midfielders in that game tomorrow, mate, I'll lose my shit, because what are you fucking expecting? Burnley to go and fucking start playing ticky-tacky through you? They are there to sit in, Mo. Liverpool needs, I want to see 2 midfielders with Florian up there in front of them and a proper front 3 of forwards. Tomorrow, mate, I'm not just saying this, I know he won't, but it wouldn't bother me starting fucking Rio tomorrow. Something unpredictable, bit of fucking pacing behind. Because Mo, we've got to be fucking testing the waters, trying to get him behind these tomorrow. And this is why you need Florian with loads of space, not cluttered with fucking midfielders. This is the game tomorrow, Mo, where he should be the one demanding the ball constantly. Because we've got to get him in Ekatike in the game constantly.
These are the games why we signed Flo. He was here, to break down these low blocks. So put him in his natural position, not on the left.
Not wide. Get him in the fucking middle.
Get him in the 10, yeah, and let him do his magic. This is why he brought down, this is the whole reason why you invested 100 million in games like this. Like I said, we know the script already. Slot can't come out after the game and say, "Oh, we struggled against low blocks. I don't know the solution." Like Asim said earlier, he's a bit too honest. It's like going to a job interview and like I work in, I own a recruitment company, and I ask my candidates, give me your pros and your cons. It's like, oh, my negative things, my cons are I don't know how to set up against low block teams. Great, you've got a job. I can't imagine how that conversation went like. Do you know what I mean?
Fucking joke.
But to come out and say that is just scandalous. But tomorrow we have to start out, like I said, hit them hard, hit them fast. Even if we get the early goal, not sit back, go get second, go get third. Because do you know what? We're in a top 5 race, and goal difference matters right now. We're like halfway through the season. We've got like a +4 goal difference. It's shocking. It's embarrassing to look at. Like +4, it's bad. Like. But yeah, I go out and really put them to the sword tomorrow. Like, I want to be entertained. Entertain me, Liverpool.
Last night, I decided to go to the game as well. So I'm going tomorrow as well. So
you better not let us down, you two fuckers.
I'm going tomorrow. Let's see how Arne Slot breaks down this Burnley bus.
Awesome. Do you know what? Because I know, look, if some people don't watch Bowen and Bedford, I'm sure they all do. The channels grew massive now. But I mean, you have your studio, so when you're doing the watch along and stuff, sometimes obviously you don't get the games as much with obviously doing the stuff in the studio. But I'll tell you what, one thing you will notice tomorrow, mate, how fucking different the matches. They look slower and slower every time you fucking get in there. That's what I notice. And that's where you sit right behind the fucking manager. his persona's fucking changed. And I think tomorrow, it's the games like tomorrow where the manager's got to really fucking, inspire the players to fucking be relentless against you. Klopp was one of the best managers when we came up against these shithead low blocks, lads, because he was like, fucking go and get the ball off them straight. Yeah. Press them high up the pitch because you want them to making the mistake in their own box. Klopp used to say it was like the best playmaker. I think that the quote was awesome. If you can remember.
Yeah.
Not being fucking passive. Awesome, I swear down tomorrow, lads. Run on that pitch and start knocking people out. If a team fucking like them have the first 2 minutes are in our box, lad, I swear down, if I see that shit, lad, hitting post in 2 minutes, my fucking head's going to fall off.
Look, the problem is you mentioned Klopp and in the intensity, the press and everything. Last year, when it was the manager's first year, especially early on in the season, where Liverpool, the first word whenever we talked about the new slot team, one word where everyone uttered was control. What happened? Yes, he had control and all that sort of stuff, and he was more positional with an element of fluidity as well. But when shit hit the fan, the likes of Real Madrid game, the likes of the Aston Villa game, the likes of Brighton at home, and many other games as well, even the Ipswich away game, the first game of the season where he took Kwanzaa off and he thought, you know what, I'm going to go more aggressive because I've got Ibu Konate, who's a lot more aggressive in the duels, and we can press how we should be pressing. So forget the other games that happened later in the season. We saw it on the first day in terms of approach. We had the players to accelerate play. But I just want to go back in the early part of the season when if we won the ball and Trent played a 70-yard ping where he'd be applauded if Klopp was stood on the touchline, he turned back to his bench and sometimes put his head in his hands and think, you know what, why is he doing this? Because he wanted to engineer more control, and he got that over the season. But because of these players had so much verticality, natural verticality in him, the likes of Szoboszlai, Trent and Diaz, is especially with the Anfield factor and through their natural acceleration in play, Anfield and the fans took over and Kloppism took over as well. And we came back into the games like we normally did. But now, because of either him taking the intensity out of the game or the players, and we've also got rid of the likes of players of Trent and Diaz, and we lost the likes of Nunes. And whatever you thought of Nunes, in front of goal, he provided intensity on and off the ball.
He's a fucking pest, weren't he, lads?
Was a pest. And he provided the environment for other players. Ask Salah what he did for him. Ask Salah what Diaz did for him as well. And obviously with the tragic event of Diogo Jota in terms of his style, providing intensity, leading from the front. But now, every single thing of that I've just mentioned in the last 2 minutes has been taken out of this team. And where you see Liverpool thinking, we've got Gakpo, we've got Salah, he was never the presser. It was Mane and Bobby. Because we've always had that trade-off with Salah, and he repaid that faith. But what my point is people looking for intensity and Liverpool crunching into tackles, it's not going to happen. Because this manager is not for that, and two, the players who had that and were leading from the front, who were an integral part of that intensity, are gone.
Your team is a reflection of the manager.
100%. 100%.
Like I've said it before, with Klopp, it felt like we were going to Glastonbury, having a laugh. With Slot, it's like taking your nan to the cinema, and it's just it's about motivation. Would these players get motivated by the team talk and run through brick walls for Slot? I don't think they will. I don't think you can motivate pigeons with breadcrumbs, to be honest. And that's the worrying thing for me. Like, I just don't. I look at Slot on the sidelines and I don't get yeah, we got this. Look at him, he's up for it. He's just, I don't get it. He's got his hands in his pockets and he's staring. There's no emotion. I'm not saying every manager should have emotion and should be Arteta like out their box. Not at all. But sure, a bit of something, like, a bit of passion. But I just think
you're the Liverpool manager, lads. You've got to fucking show something because we're emotional, lads. Exactly. You've got to be emotional, not fucking. Slot's created a bit of a slight divide that he didn't want to be too much like Klopp. He's gone too far the other way.
You've lost the crowd connection there, you know. And you go into Anfield now. It's literally you can hear people going, behind me going, "I'll give him time," or this, that. It's mixed views everywhere. Like whereas Klopp from day one, 2-2 against West Brom in the cup, he lined everyone up. He got that connection with the crowd, and we went on that journey with him. And that everything that's been built by Klopp, I think, has been slowly unravelled by Slot with his tactics and his way of doing things, his demeanour, his Dutchness, you know. So look, I just want him out. To be honest, I want a manager with hair.
I just want to say though on this banter is fine. Sorry, Ashton. You shouldn't have to be a passion manager. Well, mate, I just want to say something to you. Do you know the way he's going? He's fucking not working, and the reason being is you may not be the most passionate person, but if you don't think that you should be fucking using the Anfield crowd to your advantage, because it's the most difficult ground in fucking world football. If the crowd is up, go and ask the best managers in the fucking world. Go and even ask that fucking divvy Arteta when he talked about it as a player. It's like just red shirts were running past you couldn't move. So it's not about being a passion manager. It's about using your fucking everything in
at the right time, at the right moment.
Time, lads. Yeah. Right now.
And the players also have a responsibility because the players have to give us something to get the crowd going, whether it be a tackle.
Looking to the side for inspiration, it's not there.
Yeah, remember the last, Bradley's tackle on Mbappe. You got last season when Arteta and Klopp, or a couple of seasons ago when Arteta and Klopp had an argument, we ended up battering them 4-1. Like, little sparks give us the crowd energy. We're emotional.
The manager telling them at times, fucking go and hit them. Do you know what I mean?
That's the leader. That's who we look for inspiration.
Exactly. Like I said, fake to you, make it. Look, I know everyone's busy. And look, I appreciate everyone getting involved today. And obviously, it's not the news Liverpool fans wanted to hear. As Nassim said, Arteta played, you'll never walk alone on speakers. That's what I mean. They're all but now, they're not asked. They're not that asked coming to Anfield. And we're used to teams being 1-0 down, like the old days and with the Klopp days, etc. You've got to use the tools to your best advantage. And let's be honest, Anfield is the biggest tool to use to your advantage. That's the 12th man, fucking, it must be so hard as an opposition manager. And I've heard the little things of like Declan Rice saying, it's so fucking loud when you're in the middle of the pitch at Anfield, when that crowd gets going. And there's no team better than us at times when Liverpool go mental on the pitch. They score like 3 goals in about fucking 3 minutes. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Doing it now. But we have to pick a team, and we'll try and go through it quick. Because I know you're both busy, and we've had it's been a good show, to have finally got together on here and have everyone in the chat. But I know, again, the numbers tend to be higher when Liverpool are doing something fucking wrong, and again, something's gone a bit wrong today with regards to a signing we did all once. Asim, what do you think? I'm going to let you pick the 11 you think he goes with tomorrow. Won't be Marc Guehi.
Alisson, Van Dijk, Nate. I think Kirkes comes back.
Yes, like Kirkes tomorrow, lad. Fight.
Frimpong at right back. I think he needs. Then I think Gakpo will play. Ekitike will play, and I think he'll go with.
Dom on
I
the
think
right.
he'll go with. Sorry.
Dom on the right.
Dom on the right, and then I think he'll play Wirtz in the 10. With Gravenberg and who will he go with? I think he'll go with McAllister.
Someone's just here, so I don't know if you've seen the chat. I'll put it on screen. Retro saying McAllister.
I didn't know about that.
Tomorrow, in my opinion, I'd be going with Curtis Jones.
Sorry?
Come on.
So I'm saying McAllister and Gomez didn't train then today, I think.
Okay. Then obviously Curtis will come in if he does.
I think we need Curtis tomorrow, though. We need to be fucking a little bit of players fucking lunging in at players, Mo. We've got to fucking show fight tomorrow. Because it's good. Mo, it might not be the best game to watch. And it's going to be hard work. But you've got to have players out there who are fucking fighting for it tomorrow. Because, like, as I say, lads, Chelsea are probably going to beat fucking Brentford, right? And if Man United, for instance, fucking hell, they probably won't, but if they did get a result tomorrow, that puts big pressure on us in our game, lads. To a team that's just not asked about anything else apart from not losing the game.
But there's other teams you've got to worry about. There's like Brighton and in the mix still, and you know what I mean.
I'm just using them two.
I know what you mean. I spot on.
Won't start finishing below fucking Brentfords of the world.
If we don't get the first goal and an early breakthrough, it's going to be a long. It's going to be a long.
Imagine it gets to half time 0-0. The crowd are going to be fucking.
The uncertainty will grow if it's 0-0 half time, and then their confidence will grow bigger. They'll come out a bit higher at the pitch. They'll go for a few more corners, a few more long balls, and try and catch us off guard because we'll be chasing and getting desperate. So hopefully it doesn't come to that. We just need a very solid start, a really powerful opening 30 minutes. Set the tone. Let them know this is our house. You ain't taking nothing from our house, and just trance them from Trump. Just batter them. That's what I want to see.
The Towns teams mode. That's the biggest problem at the minute.
It's got to change somewhere. We haven't done anything all season. I just keep saying to myself, at some point we're going to see a great performance like Frankfurt, and we're going to trounce someone. But we haven't seen it since Frankfurt.
I'm worried, Asim. Just before I get your score prediction. I'm worried the crowd are going to be a bit more like, fucking come on. Do you know when Liverpool aren't making that right pass? Because you know what, right, lads? Do you know when you see a day like, because let's be honest, fucking Liverpool social media on Twitter, and I'm sure it is with just people talking in their own groups, it's been fucking toxic today, lads. And you know Liverpool don't start well, Asim. It's not going to be nice in there.
It won't be, but thing is, I've not heard. Obviously, Mohammed's been going to the game on a weekly basis, but because of the watch along, I've probably done about 2-3 games, and that includes the away days as well. But Mohammed will know more. Has the Anfield crowd booed after a first 45?
No, not booed.
We haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard any boos, proper boos.
Yeah, we've not heard them on TV as well.
There's restlessness for sure.
Yes.
Of course it is. Because we're fucking shitheads have been fucking beating us. Mo, we watched it together. Fucking Forest 3-0 and I'm feeling like, come on.
No, you know what? He should have gone after that Forest game. I mean, that's my opinion. But yeah, we haven't booed. I think the majority, there's definitely a split in my opinion. The majority of fans want to give him to the end of the season and playing into that narrative. And a lot of fans are like, no, we've seen enough. Nothing's going to change. So, and when there's a split of any percentage, then it's worrying anyway, because either percentage in that split is going to grow at some point. And eventually,
arguments with fans again. Do you know
exactly. Eventually, it's going to become to a point when it's untenable.
It is.
The thing is, Ben, is if he's your man, then back him then.
But that's
what it boils down to, doesn't it?
Cares. I have a feeling now. They know they're under pressure, right? Do you know if we have a bad result in the next couple of games, I think they'll throw him under the bus, the manager, straight away. And just
they've got an excuse to now.
They've got an excuse. I know we've had chats privately, and obviously on your show, Aston, I had Sheen on here with us today. Mo, we speak about it all the time. Until someone's become available, they weren't going to do much until it got fucking severe. But now, to save their asses, they'll throw him under the bus, like the manager did with Aaron Briggs. Eve was the one that said, we've got to get him gone. I don't see, I'll be honest, right? I don't want him to get sacked on the basis that I hope we get top 4, right? And we can try and do something in the cup. Because I think, look, in the grand scheme of things, the ideal scenario is it would be great if the club told the fan base about a month out, the manager's not going to be staying on. We can give him the send off he deserves, because he did bring a title. But I don't think he sees the season, not myself. I've said this to you, Aston, a few times when we've talked privately. I think it's going to come to a point. Liverpool have looked like a defeat has been approaching. The way I've been seeing our team. And do you know if it came to Monlad, it just wouldn't surprise me off the back of this fucking season, Aston. But I have to get your score prediction.
Score prediction. I think we'll win 2-1 tomorrow.
It's going to be a cagey game, I think, boys.
It will be cagey. It will be cagey. Okay, you will get the first 2 goals, and then
out on our goal line.
70th minute we'll concede. Yeah, someone will try to backheel it, and we'll try to cling on. That's what's going to happen.
Well, what are you saying, lads? You say 5-0, lad. Come on.
I'm gonna go something crazy. I'm gonna go 3-0 Liverpool.
we've got a few fucking 1-1s here. I tell you what, if it ends 1-1, I think you could see the Anfield crowd, to be honest, be fucking fuming at the end. I think there's so fucking there's so it's pushing people's patience a bit this year. Do you know what I mean? With the with the tragedy in the summer, and then obviously Liverpool losing to shit games, people are they're upset, and it means everything to us, doesn't it? Liverpool's doing well, and you want to see Liverpool competing. And do you know when you see the club just watching fucking a second sign and go to the fucking arrival, it's not acceptable, and fans are going to be fucking fuming. But
what's your prediction, Ben?
1-0 Liverpool. I can't fucking say anything else.
97th minute winner.
Mate, honestly, do you know what? I'd be very worried if I was the manager and the fucking 2 above him tomorrow. Because if Liverpool don't start well, I think people are going to start kicking off a bit. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. We can't. How are we in a fucking mess like we are? But
I'm gonna start singing Marc Guehi's name.
Oh, fucking hell.
Get a chance going.
Little cardboard cutouts of them everywhere. But as some people have mentioned in the comments, what have you got planned tonight on Ball and
9:30. 9:30. 9:30. So I'm gonna go quickly get something to eat, and then as you know, guys, it's the grind, man. It's the grind. The grind didn't stop.
I'll tune in for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I'll try and watch it, but it may be fucking too late for me. But, then again, I'll just keep saying I don't sleep anyway. But I'll catch it tomorrow, of course I will. But Reds, look, I just want to say, very, as always, Mo, you're part of the furniture here. Hopefully it's a good win. I hope we have a 3-0, like you've just said. But also, I just want to say thanks very much, lads.
No problem.
I'm sure
we need to get you on as well. We need to get you on.
Yeah, got to get him on, lads. He's fucking funny.
Oh, me? I thought. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we need to get you on.
He's not talking to Mo.
Sorry, I had shit in my ears then. Yeah, I'd love to come on that. Inshallah, just send me an invite and I'll be there, man.
Inshallah.
I could never take a loss, lad. I just can't do it. I can't do it.
Any kind of drop points, the pressure's mounting.
Massive.
From now on, it's going to be Alonso. That's all we're going to hear as soon as points are dropped.
Sooner or later, the journal's going to be firing that thing, and you think you're going to fucking lose your job, shit. So, we have to win, and I hope we win, and we've got to make sure we get top 4. Reds, keep the faith, try not lose your shit online, and enjoy your Friday nights. Up the Reds.
See you later.